Hello, scholars. Can you hear me? Can you? Oh, you can? Okay. If you want to talk to me, you can unmute yourself. All right. Tonight, we're just going to keep it simple. I want to tell you what book we have. Make sure you get the right book. That's very important. So let me show you how you can look that up on the website. All right. So I'm going to show everybody how to do that. Just bear with me. Every once in a while, I have to admit someone. So if I'm looking that way, that's what I'm doing. All right. So if you go to the website, let me see if I can do that right now. All right, let me do a new share. Does everyone see the PHSC Pasco Hernando State website?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay, very good. So if you go up at the top, scholars, you see where it says College Store, where my little hand thing is? If you click on that, this is for any class. If you click on that, you're going to be taken to this little area here about buying your textbooks. So the first thing you want to select is spring, which is the only choice. Then all, the only choice. And then you'll, like this class is ACG2071. Let me just write it so you know. So this is our class. Do you see that? So I'm selecting ACG 2071, Managerial Accounting, and then the section is all, and then you do add and get the book list. So here it shows you what book for this class. This is optional. This is if you want a digital rental. I don't know why it's more money. I would think it would be less money, but it's more money. But this is required. It's the Principles of Managerial Accounting. It's in your syllabus, but if you want to write it down, that's fine, but it's in your syllabus. And here's the ISBN number. Very important, it's edition 14. It's edition 14. Okay. And according to this, the bookstore is charging $95.95 for this book. It goes in a binder, and there's no used books available, just the new ones. Does anybody have any questions about getting the book? Did anybody get the book?
Yeah, I already have it.
You have it, Lee?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Benay, you got the book as well?
Yes.
What does it look like? Would you mind holding it up so we could see it?
Yeah, it's wrapped up. It's just the pages loose.
Yes, yes.
Then in the back is where the code is.
So it's got a picture of like two hands, because mine's an older version. Mine doesn't look like this. It's got a picture of two hands and some sort of graph, bar graph. Okay, good. Very good. And can I ask you, was it $95.95?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Okay,
Shipping.
great. So we took care of the book. That's the most important part, because if we don't have the book, we can't do the class, all right? Very important to get the book as soon as possible. If you have to borrow money from grandma, whatever you got to do, you have to beg and borrow money from your siblings, you have to have that book. This course is, the trick of passing this particular course is keeping up with the assignments. It's not like, art class or philosophy where you kind of can jam everything in one night and read it and do the catch up. Accounting is like building blocks. One chapter builds on another, and it's pretty hard to do 3 chapters in a sitting. I know it's not thrilling reading. I mean, I'm an accountant. I've been doing it for over 30 years. I love accounting, but it definitely will put you to sleep if you're trying to cram 3 chapters. So you want to do it in small doses. All right, so we took care of the book. let me get out of, oh, while we're here, let me see if I can get out of here. I wanted to just go through the syllabus while I'm in here. Let me see, do I have to get completely out of here? Maybe. All right. Well, let me do a new share because I wanted to show you this book, what the chapters look like. Can everyone see my brief contents? Do you all see that?
Mhm.
All right, good. Because sometimes if I don't click the new share, then you don't see it. So basically, our first chapter is Introduction to Managerial Accounting, which is different from financial accounting. Financial accounting is reporting to the outside world, to the strangers outside of our company. Managerial is reporting to the people within our company. So there's going to be information more intricate in these reports because it's only insiders information. We don't want to share this with the outside world because of there may be things that, we want to be competitive. The next one is job order costing, process costing, activity-based costing, cost volume profit analysis, variable costing, budgeting, evaluating variances, evaluating decentralized operations, differential analysis and product pricing, capital investment, lean manufacturing. We're going to skip 13 because that's covered in financial accounting. So we're not going to do 13. We are doing 13 chapters, but we're not doing 13. We're doing 14, financial statement analysis, which is about ratios. That happens to be kind of an easy chapter after some of these are pretty intense. And that's about it. And what I have written below is what you saw before, the book that's required. So that's important. So homework is get the book. And those of you who've gotten the book, very good. Very, very good. Any questions from any of you? Any questions? I'm really happy to see all of you. Angela, are you there? Because I see the forest setting, but you're behind there somewhere?
I don't know how to change it out. I'm here.
Oh, it's okay, as long as you're there. I actually
I
like,
don't know how to switch it out. I changed it once and I never get it back.
no, that's okay. You know what? I think it's under more. Let me see. I think it's under video. You have to go into video and it says choose background. But you know what? Don't worry about it. As long as you can hear me and you can see.
I can hear you, but you just can't see my beautiful face.
Oh, that's okay. We'll have to wait for next time. We'll wait for next time. I mean, before I was in my pajamas, now I had to go put makeup on. I had to go put a nice dress on. I said, let me have a little respect for my students. And
Yeah, I don't want to show all my gray hair.
all right, so let me go to the syllabus. Let's get that out of the way. So I just want to do another share, and you're going to see the Bobcat. Does everybody see the Bobcat?
Yes.
If anybody has questions, you feel free to put it in the chat box. If I don't answer it now, I'll try to. I'm sure I can. We don't have a big agenda. I will answer it later. I will answer you later. So, okay, so I'm going to faculty and staff portal, and I'm going to Canvas, which is where this course is. None of this course is in Cengage, I'm happy to say, but don't tell Cengage I said that. It's all in Canvas. It makes life easy for all of us. And here's our section 6526. I'm also recording this and I'll make it available. So there might be lessons you might want to hear twice. This happens to be a very laid back thing that we're doing. So if you click on syllabus, this is the syllabus here. And let's see. Actually, let me go to announcements. I had trouble posting it here. I don't know why. So let's go to announcements. And I think I had an announcement where I said welcome and all this. Let me see. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's the one where it says welcome, scholars, Happy New Year. And down here is where the syllabus is. So if you click on it, it'll open up and you can either print it or you can open it up, whatever you want to do. I personally would like it printed so I could take a look at it, mark it up. Okay, so the course describes that this is managerial accounting, and it's about planning and control and everything that I mentioned in that table of contents is what the course is about. The prerequisite was principles of financial accounting. Did anybody not take that class? No, you all took it? You all took ACG 2021? Jose, you took it too? Good, good, because you can do this without the prerequisite, but it's not easy. It makes life difficult. So I'm glad you all have that foundation. So everything here is basically taken from the book. Every single chapter, what we're going to go over, and I will leave that to you to read. It's important, but I don't want to, take all this time to read every single point. But this is all the stuff we're basically going to cover, and maybe then some. So here's the book. We already talked about the book, Principles of Managerial Accounting, the 14th edition. There are 3 authors, Warren, Reeve, and Duchach. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not French. Anybody know French? Leland, you know French? Benea? Because that sounds like a French name. I don't know. He's probably Duchach, something like that. I'm probably butchering the poor man's name. So now also, it really is important and it helps if you know Excel. You can do it in Word. You can use a calculator to do the calculations, but when you do it in Excel, Excel will do some of the work for you. So I would like to see the work in Excel. I see you now, Angela, that's great. Hi, Angela, I see you. So now you might say, well, oh my God, do I have to go out and buy Microsoft Office? That's so expensive. No, guess what? If you go to this link here, Services Students / Office 365, you will be able to download this Microsoft Office suite for nothing. That's part of your tuition. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of it, because if you go out and buy this, I'm pretty sure it's like at least 300. Anybody know the price of this thing? Yeah. Jose, you agree? Yeah, I don't know what version it is. And also very important, when you're in Canvas, so before you go into Canvas, please use Chrome, because Canvas is not supported by the internet with the E. Use Chrome or Firefox. Very important. All right, very important. Otherwise, you might have some problems. Okay. Any questions so far? I have a habit of going too fast. All right, no questions? All right. It's good to see all of you. You know that? It's good to see your smiling faces in the midst of all this craziness. All right, so now, the way they work this whole thing is points. This drives me crazy, but I always double check it and check it twice, like Santa's list. I check it once and I check it twice, because I want to make sure I'm giving you every single point you deserve. So it starts out with points. To get a perfect score, which you don't need, it's 1,305 points. Then it equates to a percentage. And then ultimately you get a letter grade. So there's a lot of, I wish they would just stick to the percentage and be done with it. But unfortunately, this is their system. So I'm not going to argue. So introduce yourself is an easy 10 points. And I recommend you do that. What do I want to know? Just tell me about yourself. I have a dog, Toby. I like to watch Netflix. I have fish. My fish just had babies. Whatever you want to tell me. I like to, I'm nervous about this class. I don't know. I like hanging out with my friends, although with the COVID, I don't know how you manage that. So that's an easy 10 points. Then there's my bio. I give you 5 points for reading my bio. No big thing. I think it's less than a page. I just want you to see that. And the syllabus survey, it's multiple choice. So here's 25 points, piece of cake. So don't miss the opportunity to get those 25 points. Now there's another thing. It's called an RA. Someone set this up and I just following along. RA stands for reading assessment. What is that? There's 13 assessments, reading assessments. They're multiple choice. I want to say they're 15 each, and you get plenty of time to do them, and it's open book. So you have your book open. I recommend you read the chapter first and then look in the book for the answers, because it's going to be verbatim. Nobody's going to try to trick you with these reading assessments. What's important about the reading assessments is ultimately those same questions will be seen on the exams. They're the same questions on the exams. So you want to keep those reading assessments, print them out, whatever you want to do, and they're going to be things you will study from for the exams. Okay? There's no tricky area there. So the reading exams equal the exams ultimately. All right. And of course, you're on your honor. I could set it up with a proctor, and I just feel like I don't want to do that. I feel that in accounting, integrity is a big thing. So all I ask is that you just do the exam yourself and not have a collaboration of other students. As long as you have the right answers, you have it in front of you anyway. And that's about it. All right, so the problem quizzes, they call them PQs. They are something that you will find in the back of your book, an exercise. You're going to see them in the back of your book. Basically, that is what you're going to do. Sometimes there's a template, sometimes there isn't. Cengage gives a template, sometimes I give a template. If you want to make your own template, fine. As long as you give me the right answer. I don't just want answer $100. I want to see how you came to that answer. Because if you get the wrong answer ultimately, and I see that you are on the right track, I'm going to give you credit because you were on the right road. Somehow you made a mistake and you didn't get the right answer. You'll still get credit for the problem. And then we have these things called discussion questions where you have to write up at least 150 to 300 words. Grammar, do a grammar check, do a spelling check. I recommend that you do one citation from the book. What is that? That means that you quote something from the book. Like you make a point, I believe this, this, and that. And then you quote something from the book in quotes to back up your comment because it gives your comment more validity. If you ever saw a court case and the attorneys are trying to make a case, they're always going to try to get validity by the testimonies of the witnesses, by citing a law in the book. It's the same thing. It makes it more pervasive if you demonstrate something you found in the book, and that's why you feel the way you do. All right. And I guess that's about it. That's the most important. Makeup exam. Well, because we're doing this online, I'm basically going to keep it open probably for a week. So you'll have a whole week to pick which day you want to do it. So I think in this case, I think you'll all be okay. Unless, God forbid, something major happens, you'll let me know. Like you come down with the COVID or something, you'll let me know. So hopefully none of that's going to happen. So the class meets virtually via Zoom. And I'm going to record this. So if something happens, you can't make the Zoom meeting and you feel you need to see the Zoom meeting, I will make it available to you. Let's see. It has here some study tips. They want you to organize your workspace. They want you to have a to-do list. They want you to allow time so that you're not running out of time because these tasks, sometimes they close when the time is up. And, they're saying, you could even do studying in between commercial breaks. Like if you're watching your favorite show or you're waiting for the bus, try to use this time to study. And the book is in pieces, so you can take one chapter out and you don't have to lug the whole book around. Be careful not to lose it though. And then there's tutoring available at the Academic Success Center. It's online tutoring, so don't wait till you're really lost. If you feel like you want to find out, about tutoring, why not look into that too, if that helps you. You can always make an appointment with me on a one-to-one basis. I'm here an hour before the class starts. All right, so here's like a scenario. So I didn't put the due dates on the PQs because you'll see them in Canvas. Just look in Canvas. Whatever the date is in Canvas, that's the due date. If I accidentally type the wrong date here, that could happen. But whatever the date is in Canvas, that's the date that it's due. If you feel the date, something's wrong with the date, feel free to tell me and I'll look at it. And if something's wrong, I'll fix it. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Any questions so far? You're okay?
I have a question real quick.
Olivia, please.
So back on the page prior to this, when you're talking about the syllabus survey for one of the miscellaneous activities
Yes.
for 10 points, I can't seem to find that on Canvas. I don't know if I'm just like skimming over it and I can't find it, but when I'm actually like trying to find the assignment, I don't know where it is.
I don't see it either.
Oh, you don't see it either. Okay, maybe. All right, I will. Thank you for letting me know. I'll take care of that.
Okay.
Thank you. Let me make a note because when I end the class today, I'll do that immediately. Thank you. It might be that I didn't publish it. Okay. Thanks. Let's see. So now we're down to. So we have the 16 weeks. It looks like. And of course, in between there, we have a spring break, 1 week, not much. And so I recommend that somehow you plot this out on the calendar. Although there is a calendar in on the website, I'll show it to you if you'd like. And it does have the calendar that you could use. But if you prefer, maybe you want to do this in green ink and then you have another class you'll do in blue ink. I don't know what your system is. It says here that I have the right to change the schedule, but I will let you know if something happens. Usually when I change something, I'm usually extending the date out, not making it sooner. That's very, very, I won't do that. Classroom conduct policy. Well, we're all adults and, we want to conduct ourselves in a respectful manner and listen to people when they speak. And of course, you have a turn to speak. And just be mindful of that. Plagiarism, where you intentionally use someone else's work and then you give yourself credit. They have programs that can find this out. So please do your own work. I want to hear what you have to say. Your words matter to me, not someone else's words. I guess if you're doing a paper in English, then it would really be very important with the plagiarism. But accounting, we're dealing with numbers. So most of us are going to hopefully have the same numbers. Otherwise, there's something wrong there. So the attendance, there are 2 Zoom meetings a week. I'm only going to 6:30. I might have said 6:45 on the syllabus, but it's only till 6:30, an hour. And I'll stay longer for those who have questions. I like when you participate. You can chat in the chat box. Yes, the answer is every Monday, I'm going to have the meeting. And let's see. There's certain dates when you can withdraw. There's a deadline. There's evaluations. Believe it or not, those evaluations, because I'm what's called an adjunct, they matter to me because I come back to teach only because of your evaluations. If a full-time teacher, they're there, they don't have to worry too much. But somebody like myself, who's a part-timer, if my evaluations aren't good, they're going to say goodbye to me. But I've been here for a while, so maybe I'm okay, but I'm not sure. You never know. Nothing is in stone. Also, sexual assault and misconduct policy, you could read that. But, of course, we're all socially distanced, so I don't foresee any problem with that right now. Software, let's see. Students are to review the PHSC computer use policy. Only college staff may download or install on college equipment. So I guess if you're at the library and using the college computer, you're not allowed to put on software or download stuff. I guess you'd have to talk to the librarian. This is a smoke and tobacco-free college. And this is important. I know that this is private, but this is important. If you're stressed out or this COVID is really affecting you, they have a student assistant program. It's called SAP. And I think you get 3 sessions, and sometimes just talking to somebody objective can help. So you can feel free to call this number and make an appointment if you feel overwhelmed or you need to talk to somebody. There's nothing to be ashamed of with that. You know, that all of you have been through a great deal, and there's no reason why you shouldn't have the ability to reach out to a professional. So don't hesitate if you feel the need for that. So there's all these different definitions of classes. To be honest with you, I don't have them all down pat. This, I guess, is a face-to-face because we're meeting face-to-face on Zoom. And then there's the hybrid where we meet on campus, and then sometimes we do the course on Zoom, and the hybrid Zoom and the remote Zoom. And then online is where we don't see each other at all. I have 2 of those classes. So we're a kind of a hybrid. We're Zooming and you're doing the work on Canvas. And of course, feel free to reach out to me. I look at my emails every day. If you don't hear from me in 24 hours, then email me again because something might have happened to the email. Usually I'm pretty good about emails. And let me see. So that's it for the syllabus. Does anybody have any questions about the syllabus? Everybody okay with that? You know where to find it? It's under the announcements. So I'm going
I
to,
have a question.
yes, Angela.
Can you go back up to the RA 1, 2, 3?
Sure. You mean with that schedule? That's sort of,
Yes.
yeah, no problem. We could
So
actually,
in there, right there,
this one.
right there, I noticed that you said, okay, so on February the number 4.
Number 4.
So,
There's no due date, but you're going to see the due date in Canvas.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
then we come February the 8th and we'll have an exam, and that will cover 1, 2, and 3.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I want to say yes.
Okay.
It
'Cause
might,
you said that they will, the final exam will cover all the RAs.
oh, no, not all. They're all compartmentalized. In other words, exam 1 is 1, 2, 3. I think it might be 4. And then
Okay.
exam 2, no, I think it's only 3. I think exam
Okay.
1 is 1, 2, and 3. Exam 2 is 4, 5, and 6. Exam 3 might, no, you know what? Let's go take a look. Let's not guess. Let's go take a look. Let me see. Oh boy, there was some people in the waiting room. Okay. I forgot about these poor people in the waiting room. All right. So let me do a new share. And now we're looking at the Bobcat again. So let's go into Canvas and let's take a look at exam 1. All right, let's see. So here it is. And let's go down. Here's exam 1. It's it's 1. Oh no, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay. All right.
Let's take a look when it's due. It's due February 8th. It's due February 8th, and these are the 4 chapters. It's 120 minutes. So when you click on preview, let's just look at the first. Let's see what happens. So if I click on preview, I'm going to get a multiple choice. Which of the following statement is false? The first thing, there is no overlap between financial and managerial accounting. Managerial accounting sometimes relies on past information. Managerial accounting relies on past information. and financial accounting must conform to GAAP. So financial accounting must conform to generally accepted accounting principles. That's what GAAP is. So that's not false. And managerial accounting relies on past information. And this is like two of the same questions. So they're both true. So the answer would be that. So you would just click on that. So what is false is there is an overlap of financial and managerial accounting. And I would write that down because you're going to see that again somewhere in your RA. There is an overlap between financial and managerial accounting. So this is exam number 1, 4 chapters, and it's due, let me see, the 8th, according to this. All right, let's go back. I want to go back to the assignments. There was another question, the RA4. See, the RA4 is due the 13th, so that's a little bit strange because the exam is coming before the RA4, so that doesn't make too much sense. So I might have to change that. But you know, the RA4 should come before the exam. So this is due the 20th. So I think I'm going to just change the exam to the next day, only because it doesn't make sense to have it before RA4. So let's make that the 21st. I have to look at what happened there. All right, so done. And then I'll just put the 21st. So now it's a little bit more out there. That's a little bit better. I'm glad you brought that to my attention, Angela. That was good. What was the other question you had? Let me save this so I have it saved. What was the other question you were asking about? The PQs. Let's look at the PQs.
Okay.
So PQ4. So all the dates, I would just look in Canvas. So here's PQ1, it's due the 23rd. PQ2, the 30th. PQ3, the 6th. PQ4, the 13th. Do you see a pattern? Each PQ is 7 days after the first one. So the first one's due the 23rd. It's on page 34 of your book. And it's Digital Vibe Manufacturing. This one's due the 27th. They're like a 7 days, you know, the 7 days gap, unless I ran out of 7s and I might have just, yeah, no, it looks like I had enough time. So the first one is due the 23rd of January. So let's take a look at what it looks like when you're in a PQ. So students will complete 14, oh, it's supposed to be 13. Oh my goodness, too many errors. So there's going to be 13 problem quizzes. And this particular PQ has what's called a show me video. So let's see if this works. Let's try it. Let me do a
I
new-
couldn't get it to,
You couldn't get it
the
to
link
open?
wouldn't open.
The link wouldn't open.
When I clicked on that, nothing happened.
All right, I'm going to have to work on that. Let me try from my end. I believe you, Lee. I'm sure you're right, but let me just try. Let me just try. No, that's not right. I'll have to see what the link is.
Oh, maybe I was doing it wrong. You don't click on it. You copy and paste it into your search.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're not gonna, yeah, it's not gonna. Do I need the HTTP anymore? You guys know better than me. Do I still need that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So here's the video. Did you notice I didn't do the HTTPS? I think, does everyone see I copied and pasted it into the little thing above? Does everyone know what I did?
Okay.
You guys are pretending you don't know. You know times more than me. So let's watch this video. So in other words, I just want to tell you, this PQ, when you watch this, it's exactly the PQ you're going to be doing. So if you can master what they're doing here, all you got to do is substitute the numbers in your PQ and you'll have it. So let's just watch this just for the fun of it. It's only 4 minutes and 48 seconds.
This video is about the financial statements of your manufacturing firm. The problem provides us with information related to Pearl Wave Manufacturing Company's operations. The problem requires us to prepare an income statement and to determine the inventory balances at the end of the month. Now, let's start with the income statement. At the top are the company's name, the name of the statement, and the period of financial performance.
Does everybody know what an income statement consists of? It's something minus something equals net income. It's revenue minus expenses. That's what an income statement is. An income statement in simplistic terms is revenue minus expenses.
First, we'll list the revenues. During the month, the company earned revenues of $450,000. Next, we'll list the cost of goods sold of $280,000. By subtracting the cost of goods sold from the revenues earned, we arrive at a gross profit of $170,000. Next, we'll list the operating expenses. The company's operating expenses include selling expenses of $65,400 and administrative expenses of $54,600. By adding the selling expenses and the administrative expenses, we arrive at total operating expenses of $120,000. Now, to determine the net income or net loss, we deduct total operating expenses from the gross profit. So, by subtracting $120,000 from $170,000, we determine a net income of $50,000 for the month. Next, let's determine the ending inventory balances for the month. Remember that a manufacturing company will report three types of inventory: raw materials inventory, work in process inventory, and finished goods inventory. First, let's determine the ending materials inventory balance. Remember that the beginning materials inventory plus purchases minus ending materials inventory equals the cost of direct materials used in production. In this exercise, the company had no materials inventory at the beginning of the month. During the month, the company purchased raw materials of $95,200. We are told that the cost of direct materials used was $67,200. By subtracting the cost of direct materials used from the purchases, we determine the ending raw materials inventory to be $28,000. Next, we'll determine the work in process inventory. At the beginning of the month, the company had no work in process inventory. The total manufacturing costs incurred during January were $347,200. So, the total manufacturing costs will be $347,200. Remember that from this, we will deduct the ending work in process inventory to determine the cost of goods manufactured. Note that the ending work in process inventory is the missing amount. We know that the cost of goods manufactured is $303,800. By subtracting the cost of goods manufactured from the total manufacturing costs, we determine the ending work in process inventory to be $43,400. Finally, we'll determine the last type of inventory, the finished goods inventory. Remember that by adding the beginning finished goods inventory and the cost of goods manufactured, we will determine the cost of finished goods available for sale. From this, by subtracting the ending finished goods inventory, we will calculate the cost of goods sold. So, at the beginning of the month, the company had no beginning inventory. The cost of goods manufactured for the month is $303,800. So, the cost of goods available for sale is $303,800. We know that the cost of goods sold is $280,000. Thus, by subtracting the cost of goods sold from the cost of finished goods available for sale, we determine that the ending finished goods inventory is $23,800.
So you notice with this type of accounting, there's a systematic approach. But you don't have to memorize all this. You just look in your book at what was done, and then you plug in the numbers of the problem. So you're going to take this, watch the video, make up your schedule, but you're going to plug your numbers in there, and it should come out okay. Do you follow that?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you had this job, you'd be doing this job the same every day, and before you know it, it would come to you like the back of your hand. You know, you wouldn't think about it.
So we would just take that assignment and put it onto an Excel spreadsheet and then download it to the,
Exactly.
Fine.
Exactly. Or
Okay.
notice I stopped it. So in other words, if you're doing the problem and you want to stop the video, you could stop it and you can write whatever you have to write. And then, you know,
Mhm.
so all right. So any questions? Are you okay? Did I scare you away? Is somebody going to withdraw now? Who's withdrawing now from this class? All right. All right. So we're good. So, all right. And you know how to get to this video. You're going to paste it in the box there. Do you see it up here? You see how it's up here? You're going to paste it up here and you're just going to click go. You can go into Cengage and go to the videos. It's so complicated, you know, but if you want to do that, I'm not going to stop you. I always encourage, what do you call, ingenuity, or what's the word? Enterprising people. I encourage that. So, but I just want to warn you, it's tricky. All right, so now there was something else I wanted to do. Was there anything else in the assignments? Oh, I wanted to show you the calendar. So let me do a new share. Let me do a new share. I want to show you. I hope you can see it. Can you see my hand over here by the?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
good. You see this? I thought this was a calculator because it looks like a calculator. It's not. It's a calendar. It's a terrible picture of a calendar. So if you click on that, like this is mine, yours will look different. If you click on that, look what happens. This is the month of January. So notice I've got my Zoom meeting with all of you on my calendar. As a matter of fact, Google, if I ask Google in the morning what's on my calendar, she's going to tell me you have a 5:30 Zoom meeting with your scholars. So when you have all these gadgets, it's fantastic. I don't know how many of you have Google or Alexa. These devices are like amazing. So here, like I have two of these because I have two classes. That's why you see two. So see that? Chapter 1 quiz is on the 16th, RA1. It's in there twice because I have two of the same classes. So does that help you looking at this calendar, or you prefer making your own calendar? You can do whatever you want. You can get one of those whiteboards and put it up on the closet or whatever, and you could, you know, how they do in work, they write things down. You could do that if you wanted to. Whatever's going to work for you. Whatever's going to work. So let's see. We've got 18 more minutes. So let's go back. I want to see if I covered everything. All right, so let me do a new share. So everyone and Angela, all of you, do you understand where to get the due dates on this? You good?
Yep.
All right,
Mhm.
so now this exam 1, I'm going to have to move it down to the next line because, you know what I'm saying? Because now I moved the exam to February 21. That was good that you noticed that, Angela. So exam 1 is going to be down here now. And I'm going to have to look and see if everything else makes sense. It seems like exam 3 has quite a few chapters on it. That's going to be tricky, but it's not cumulative. You're not going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the final exam or exam 3. You're only going to have 9, 10, 11,
Okay, that's
12.
what I want to hear.
Yeah, it's not cumulative. Not cumulative.
Okay, great.
No. And there's a comprehensive exam, which is open book. And basically, it's a problem out of the book. So it's like doing a PQ, only you get graded on it. So that's about it on the assignments. And let me go back to the very top. Sometimes I have trouble getting this thing. So here I am, office hours by appointment, meaning I'm available from 4:30 to 5:30. You would like to speak to me? You could either you could speak to me on the phone if you prefer. We can have a Zoom meeting, whatever you feel more comfortable with. I'm fine with that. Let's see. I wanted to go back to the I'll try to get the syllabus under syllabus. For some reason, I had trouble. I don't know why. Every time they upgrade the system, I have trouble. Let me see. I want to bring up this, and let me do a new share. Let's just see if we covered everything. So we talked about the syllabus. We talked about getting the 10 points for introducing yourself. I think you all know the required textbook. You already got into the Zoom meeting, so you know how to do that, which is wonderful. And next week, we're going to talk about Chapter 1, Managerial Accounting, introducing it. We'll do the discussion 1 through 5. Exercise 7 we'll work on, page 33. And the RA1 will be due by then, I think. So that's basically, I think we covered about everything. If there's no questions, I'm going to let you leave out. I see somebody's dog. I have my dog too. I love him. I love my dog. I don't know where he is. He's somewhere. He's still hanging around. He's 15 now. He's hanging in there. All right. So, Jose, I need to get a smile out of you because I'm so depressed that you're not smiling. It's not that bad. Believe me. You're going to learn some good things in here. First of all, you'll hone your Excel skills, and think of it as a puzzle. You know, sometimes you do these puzzles and you have to come up with the answer. Think of it that way and it won't be so bad. And all of you are used to a company that has cost of goods, you know, that the inventory is just purchases, but this is different. In a manufacturing company where you manufacture the product, let's say you manufacture jet skis, you have to include the factory overhead. What is that? The lights, the man who sweeps the floors, the salary of the foreman, the people who are the direct people working on the jet ski. So it's a little bit different. And you have, you know, work in process, you have raw materials. So these 3 items make up inventory. Before, in retail and the companies we dealt with in financial, we just dealt with purchases. We didn't deal with these 3 different pieces of inventory: raw materials, work in process, and the finished goods. And all that stays on the balance sheet. In other words, it's inventory until it's sold. Once it's sold, no longer inventory, it goes to the cost of goods sold. When you think of work in process, envision a factory of dolls. Hold on, let me get my doll. Envision a factory of dolls. Envision some dolls have 1 arm, some dolls have no arms. This doll has no limbs, nothing. And just envision, those are work in process. The doll's not finished yet. So that's work in process. Once the doll has all the pieces, then she's a finished good, you know, available for sale. But nevertheless, even though the dolls aren't finished, they're still part of inventory. If you have nothing else to ask.
Mr. Feo,
Yes.
when I signed up for this class, my schedule shows that this is a web class. Are these Zoom meetings mandatory on Mondays and Wednesdays? Because I can't do that.
No, you don't have to. I mean, they made me understand that it was, because I looked on the internet and it said live next to the class. But that's all right. Listen, you can't make it. I'll just record the class and you'll have,
Okay.
if you need it, it'll be available. I mean, I'd love to see all of you, but I will make the classes available. I'm just trying to think where. Anybody have any suggestion where I could put the classes? Like, I had a YouTube channel. You think that's a good idea? Or should I just leave it in Canvas and put it under discussions? Or what should I do? Any ideas from all of you?
Under discussions and Canvas works best for me.
You like that? How does
They're
everybody-
easier to find.
how do you all feel about me just putting it under discussions? You like that idea?
Yeah.
You're okay with that? Okay, I'll do it that way. This way you can't make it, no problem. I'm gonna actually post this and you'll let me know if you don't mind. Can you help me and tell me, yeah, we saw it. You posted it okay. Even though you were here, just let me know. I'll do that next. All right. I'm gonna say goodnight to all of you. Unless you have more questions, I'm here.
See the chat from Anna?
What's that, Angela?
I see a chat came in to everyone. I don't know if it's for you.
I don't know. I don't see checks. Where do you see that? In the chat room?
Group chat? Oh, maybe it wasn't for you then.
No, you know what? I don't know what that is. I'll be honest with you. It's called a group check. I have no idea.
Hi. So Zoom actually has a chat room where people can talk on it as well.
Oh,
And I was just saying, if you wanted to submit videos, you could also submit them on their modules. So it's like per chapter, I guess.
yeah, I want to keep it in one place because then it's in every single module. And I don't really use modules. I usually go to assignments. Anna.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Discussions will be
I
fine.
usually go to assignments. If I can post it in both places, I will. But the problem is sometimes the file's so big, it doesn't let me post it, believe it or not. So if I run into that problem, then I might have to post it on YouTube, and I'll give you the link. Okay, that was a problem I ran into last year, where the file was too big, it wouldn't let me post. But I'm gonna give it another try. So in other words, I've got 16 people, but I only see 5 people. So where are the other 10 people? I guess they're there, but they're just quiet. I don't know why I can't see them.
I think there's an
Oh, I
arrow.
see everybody. I see everybody. You know what? I had to do the next page. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry. I didn't see everybody. I was on page 1. All right. I'm glad you all came. If you can, do me a favor. Just type in the box that you were here. So at least I could kind of get an idea of who was here the first day. Just type your name in the chat box. And this way, thank you. And I will, if you have any questions, let me know, because I think I let you guys in later than I should have. I didn't realize you were waiting in the waiting room.
Under files, there was multiple syllabuses.
Yeah.
Do you know which one was the correct one? And I also have a question about the weights of the actual stuff that we're learning, like tests.
Yeah,
the
that's in the syllabus, but
Mhm.
I gave an announcement. Go to the announcement, and the syllabus is in that announcement, because when I
Mhm.
go in, I'm going to delete all the other
Oh,
syllabuses.
it's in your announcement. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to delete the other syllabuses because it'll get confusing.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Oh, so welcome. And don't forget to do the introduce yourself,
Hmm.
because that's 10 points right there.
Yep.
All right. Everybody okay? Any more questions? Jose, you're welcome to leave. Clay, anybody who's done can leave. There might be other people who have questions. Clay, I like your backdrop there.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's a premium space background.
yeah, I see that. Very nice.
Well, you have a good day.
You too. So, all right. See you Wednesday.
Good night.
Good night to you.